CBS 17 News, reopening North Carolina.
Given the significant and sustained improvement in our COVID-19 metrics, today I'm announcing that we will ease but not lift restrictions.
Words we've been waiting for nearly a year to hear from Governor Cooper. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Angela Taylor. As of Friday, the modified stay-at-home order is gone, but the mandatory mask mandate will not change. New at 11, CBS 17's Amy Cutler getting answers about where you can go and what you can finally do. Amy.
Angela, and this impacts a large range of businesses. It means the curfew has been lifted. You can enjoy a drink indoors at your favorite bar, and larger groups of people can now gather indoors. The governor tonight, though, urging people to remain vigilant.
Super excited.
For almost a year, bar owners like Joey Barber have been wondering how much longer they could hold on.
It has definitely put a strain on trying to get bills paid and just making sure you're able to survive.
His business, The Blind Barber, closed from March until June. Then he was allowed to open with limited outdoor seating. He transformed his back area to make it work. But the governor's announcement to allow indoor seating at 30% capacity is a big deal for him.
For most bars, that's not a lot at all, but being a small space like we are, small staff, neighborhood location, 10 people inside and even a few outside is enough for us to carry on.
He might even be able to hire back the 2 employees he had to lay off.
It's going to help out tremendously.
Then there's restaurant owners.
It's been a little stressful.
At Vivo Restaurante, they consider themselves lucky. While they haven't been able to make what they were, they have a loyal customer base and food that lends well to takeout. But that curfew meant they had to close early.
You might think, oh, an hour is not a big deal, but you have to make sure your employees can get home safe.
Alcohol sales can continue until 11 at night. The cutoff has been 9.
Maybe it's $7 for an extra drink, right? And maybe only 7 people are getting it a night. It's $50. I mean, okay, $50. Multiply that by 7, you're at $350 a week. Multiply that by 52 times in a year, you're looking at $17K maybe.
Yeah, and certainly at this point, every little bit counts. The new executive order takes effect Friday at 5 p.m. Live in Raleigh, Amy Cutler, CBS 17 News.
All right, Amy, thank you. High school football games resume this week, and there are games Thursday and Friday night. So the governor's announcement means parents can go to the game Friday, but not on Thursday. Republicans in the General Assembly have been pushing to get more fans at the games. A bill in the Senate would increase capacity for outdoor sports venues to 40%.
Well, I'm open to reasonable compromises, and the goal, obviously, as I stated earlier, is for the governor to make these decisions on his own. I think that's a step in the right direction. I don't think it's at all where we need to be.
Senator Johnson also pointed out restaurants can operate indoors at a greater capacity than outdoor sports venues can under today's latest executive order. Now that you'll be able to go to sporting events, bars, and taverns, as well as movie theaters, the big question is, should you go? New at 11, CBS 17's Mackenzie Stasko getting answers about where you should avoid to reduce your risk of being exposed to COVID-19. Mac, this is all very interesting.
Yeah, Angela, it sure is. So indoor spaces where you can't social distance are easily going to be the riskiest places for transmission. People I spoke with today feel as long as safety protocols are in place, they'll be fine.
Before you start planning your next outing, here's what you should know. A recent study by Civic Meter that surveyed dozens of epidemiologists found bars and prisons are the riskiest place to be exposed to the virus.
They've been hit hard enough, and as long as they keep the occupancy low and they try to maintain some kind of distance, that I think it's okay.
Nursing homes, indoor theaters, and churches were next on the list, followed by dining indoors and outdoor stadiums that host large events. As restrictions begin to ease and capacity limits increase, people we spoke with feel confident safety protocols will help protect them.
Me and my girlfriend always wear a mask. We try and stay 6 feet apart when we can, but at 23 years old, I'm not too concerned for my health. but there's always that chance that, something is underlying that I don't know about.
Everybody's ready to get out again a little bit. I mean, don't rush out and, crowd the places up, but I feel like it's a good thing.
And as we've been reporting for months, if you do plan on going out, the CDC says, of course, wearing masks, doing things and activities outdoors, and of course, trying to keep that 6 feet of social distancing all help lower your chances of getting the virus. For now, live in Raleigh, Mackenzie Stasko, CBS 17 News.
All right, so avoid prisons is what she's saying. Now that you're armed with that information, we want to know, do you support the governor's easing of restrictions? A big change from the numbers that we saw last night. Right now, it's very close. 54% of you saying yes, 46% say no. And you still have time to vote if you'd like. Go to our CBS 17 News app, scroll down and click on the vote icon to participate.
Quite a few laboratory studies have demonstrated that these viruses can be targeted and taken down by these mouth rinses.
This is interesting. A study going on right now at UNC is looking to see if mouthwash could slow the spread of COVID-19 when you can't wear a mask. It may sound a little crazy, but in early lab tests, it actually worked. New at 11, Maggie Newland digging deeper to find out more about the study and how the mouthwash treatment should work. Maggie.
Angela, we're not talking about any special mouthwash, just any mouthwash you can pick up at your local drugstore. If it does work, researchers say it could be a cheap and easy way to help slow the spread of coronavirus. Before the pandemic, swishing some mouthwash before heading out was probably about good hygiene and good manners. Now, researchers want to know if it can protect people around you from more than bad breath.
It would prevent you from spreading the virus if you had it and weren't aware of it.
That's the theory Dr. Laura Jaycox and Dr. Jennifer Webster-Syriac are testing in a study at UNC Adams School of Dentistry. Some dentists already have patients use mouthwash before cleanings or procedures.
We just don't know if the rinses we're using are actually effective.
What have you seen in the lab studies? Have they effectively killed these germs?
Quite a few laboratory studies have demonstrated that these viruses can be targeted and taken down by these mouth rinses. However, people are not Petri dishes.
The researchers are studying rinses with various ingredients to see if they kill the virus in mouths of people recently diagnosed with COVID-19.
This trial will tell us not only does the mouth rinse work, if it works, how long it works, whether the virus remains infectious in the presence of the mouthwash, can it continue to replicate in the presence of the mouthwash? Is what's coming out going to be able to infect someone else?
It won't replace masks or social distancing, but if it works, it could offer an extra layer of protection along with a mask, or when people must remove their masks to eat.
I think this will be a game changer for social situations. Having this as a way to know that, okay, you'll be safe for 15 minutes or 30 minutes or maybe an hour, that could really change how we interact with people when masks do need to come off.
This study is going on right now. If you're 18 or older and you've been recently diagnosed with COVID, you can enroll, and it only takes about an hour and a half of your time. We have all the information you need to know to enroll on our website, CBS17.com. Reporting live, Maggie Newland, CBS 17 News.
All right, Maggie, thank you. If and when the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is approved, North Carolina could get 30,000 to 60,000 doses, and that could happen as soon as next week. Then the doses would increase as the weeks and months go on. The big difference with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is it's just one dose. It also doesn't need to be kept in freezing temperatures. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine can be stored in a refrigerator for months. Health experts say its approval could mean getting people vaccinated sooner here in North Carolina.
Yeah, I think it helps speed it up. You know, right now we're still in a situation where we have more demand for vaccine than we have available supply. And at some point we'll catch up to where the supply is adequate to meet the demand.
Now we should know if the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is approved in the coming days. New at 11, Durham County Public Health is ready to start making new COVID-19 vaccine appointments nearly a month after putting the system on hold. In a tweet tonight, the department announced it made it through the old wait list, and now people in groups 1, 2, and 3 can go online to get on that list. Now, we're still working to find out how many vaccines the county plans to give out and when they expect those appointments to start. New at 11, Wake County Public Schools plan to vaccinate teachers and staff tomorrow at Southeast Raleigh High School. The district is working on 2 more events for Saturday, one at Knightdale High School and Southeast Raleigh High. Today, though, hundreds of Wake County educators received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Health officials say more than 3,000 educators were given the go-ahead to make an appointment. School staff members say it's a fairly easy process, and they're relieved to have that extra layer of protection. The county says more than 10,000 teachers are still waiting for their invitation to be vaccinated. PNC Arena is set to host another round of mass vaccination clinics tomorrow and Saturday. These are by appointment only. It's for people in groups 1, 2, and 3. PNC is one of 3 sites across Wake County where health officials are giving shots. You can also go to the Public Health Center and the County Commons building. Are you still searching for a COVID-19 vaccine? Well, there may be one available closer to home than you think. While large corporations like Walgreens have been getting vaccines for weeks, statewide, only 69 locally owned pharmacies are getting vaccine allocations this week. Hayes Barton is one of just 8 locally owned pharmacies in Wake County to receive the vaccine, but that doesn't mean you can just walk in without an appointment.
Know that everybody is working really hard to get the supply out there. I mean, everybody that I know that we've been working with is working around the clock to make sure all things are in place that we are able to get as many people vaccinated as possible.
Due to demand, Hayes Barton Pharmacy only accepting appointments online for those in phases 1 through 3, and that does include teachers. So if you need help finding a place to get a vaccine, or if you still don't know what vaccine group you're in, we can help you out. We have a link on our website to find out which group you belong in and where you can get your shot. All you have to do is go to CBS17.com and click on the coronavirus tab. And Wes, I'm going to admit it, I didn't want today to end because the weather was gorgeous, 70 degrees outside.
I thought you were going to say I admitted I didn't want to come into work today, but
well, I can't admit that.
That was me and about everyone else out there. I hope you enjoyed this 70s day because they're not coming back tomorrow. Cold front's going to change things. Here's what's interesting. Our temperatures right now in the 50s are warmer than about 2 weeks worth of our highs this month. It's been a cold, wet month, and guess what? I've got cold, wet weather on the 10-day. I'll tell you when it arrives right after this.
They sort of have this image of themselves as, you know, a true line of defense from a corrupt government protecting, you know, true democracy.
Have you heard of the group, the Oath Keepers? Coming up, we're digging deeper into the anti-government group's ties to North Carolina. You're watching CBS 17 News, covering local news that matters.